Good day. It's a beautiful, cloudy, rainy day here, and it just is so mild, and it invites us to go inside so deeply, to hear the rain, to listen to the rain. It's so often so easy to go inside, to stop, to rest, to listen when there's some sound that's calling us. All of a sudden, we are alive to the sound, the rain falling. And what happens? Our breathing begins to be excited about it too. And our breathing begins to breathe not only us, it breathes the experience, it breathes the environment. It's an amazing thing, this interconnectivity or interbeing, as a Buddhist Thich Nhat Hanh, marvelous man, talked about interbeing. Well, we're interconnected right now through this pandemic, and it's such an important time to work with this gift of life, breath. So when a baby is born, what do? They breathe, first thing. No one tells them to breathe, they just breathe. All healthy children breathe. And we're each unique, we're individuals in how we breathe, because we breathe how we breathe, not like how someone else breathes. And we breathe differently all day long. If we're sad, the sigh. If we're so excited, if we're nervous, there are so many, every moment invites, as I said earlier, this interbeing, the environment, the situation, what we're taking on, what we're lifting, what we're looking at, what we're hearing, what we're smelling. All the senses come together, and the breath knows them. The breath listens to them, and it breathes itself accordingly if we do not interfere with it. So many of us were raised, whether you were a singer or an athlete or just didn't have those skills, we were raised at times in school with proper breathing. Classical singers' breathing. There are so many ways that are taught that are the right way to breathe. There is no right way to breathe. When you're running outside for the first snow, is there a right way to breathe? Do you even think about it? You just, all of yourself lives together, all of yourself. So in these times, listening freely to the breath is such a great friend for all of us. It's so calming, harmonious, rhythmical. So without further ado, let's place our left hand on our chest. Something we do a lot in the Embodied Life School. And we listen to the weight of the hand on the chest and how the breath comes to meet it. See if that's true for you. Does your chest feel the warmth? Is that what the breathing is attracted to? Or is it just that area that's attracted to and it responds? Is it just the breath that's changing? I notice my neck is getting longer, less tension. The shoulders are moving with the breath. Can you feel your shoulders? Is there any movement in them when you breathe? And what direction is that movement? Is it up or down? Forward or backward? In and out? Now we know we don't have lungs in our shoulders, but they're very close and they are influenced. Their movement is influenced by the breathing. You could take your hand off the chest now, but have your attention still there and see if you can observe if it's still warm there. Maybe you can even still feel your hand there. It makes an impression. Does it feel like maybe there's a spreading warmth in the chest? Maybe the breath is going a little further down. You might feel a rib or two move. We just take our questions there, our wonder. We open to maybe, the big maybe, without judgment. And if there's a no, great, move on, not a problem. We all breathe differently. The ribs might be moving side to side like a fan, a bellows, that goes out this way and back again, out this way and back. But also they go up and down, and get larger this way and smaller this way, the lungs. So the whole torso is integrated with the large organ of the lungs. Listening still. And place a hand on just below the sternum, below the breastbone where your stomach might be, and the ribs begin to part there. And you could just place a hand there, and we're listening for breath. Without telling it how it should be, but letting it breathe us, giving it freedom to break out of old habits. So often we hold our breath during the day. There are many, many opportunities for that, and it's good to acknowledge them. It's, oh, you're holding your breath again. And the minute you acknowledge it, there is just that just came from me. Is a kind of, it's okay breath. It's okay. This is you breathing your life. You might yawn. You might hold your breath for a while. You might breathe very quickly or deeply. We're listening to all of that. But you're listening and you're paying attention. And as you do that, with that freedom, the breath comes to harmony, your harmony in you. And you might find that the muscles of your face change, the sound of your voice if you speak out loud, how you're sitting in a chair. Maybe there's more of you sitting on the chair now, that you've not only opened up to listening to your breathing, but you've opened up to freedom inside to become who you are in a more natural state, maybe with less thinking, with more listening. We don't tell our heart, beat, beat, beat. We shouldn't be saying, you should be breathing, you should be breathing, you should be doing that. We're just listening to what is and how far that really goes. Maybe even place a hand on your head. It's a funny idea. And breathe. And listen. I mean, your spine will move up and down a little with it. Maybe the head moves up and down but maybe inside the head there's something going on. I'm going to listen and see. I somehow imagine and sense is like a tidal pool of breath, of up and downness, of volume, it seems, of space. See if you can sense something. And now, just for these last moments, any place in your body, maybe your lower back, that's what just opened up for me. Maybe your lower belly, maybe your thighs, maybe you can, if you place your hands there, can you feel breathing there? What an unusual thing. I'm going to try it. Oh, thank you so much for taking the time to listen and to breathe and to just like to invite you to sense your state now and continue slowly coming up from the chair before you go about your day again. Take very good care.